Okay, so on page 1, we have 4 gatekeeper problems, and 2 of them I've already written out here. They're division problems. They're really pretty easy, but they're tricky. Their goal is to see how well you know your business, and we'll walk through them real quick. This looks ugly. What you have here is x squared and w cubed. X's and w's. They'll try to get you to mix with those and mess up. You can't divide or change different letters with exponents. Leave them alone, especially on this one. The only thing you can change is the numbers. 198 divided by 3 is, 6 times 3 is 18. Remainder 1, bring down your 8, 3 into that is 6. So when you cancel 3 into 198, you get 66. The w third, x squared, leave them alone. So your answer is going to be x squared over w to the third, and it's going to have up here the number 66. That is the answer to that problem. Again, that'll give you access to the algebra test. Now, this next problem is a tricky one. Here you have the x squared and the x, and you have the tricky part, the negative. The sign here, positive into a negative, is going to be a negative answer. That's the first thing you decide. Sign first, numbers second. 24 doesn't go to 36, but you find a common factor does. Some will say, hey, a 2 will go. All these say, oh man, Mr. Rhodes, a 4 will go. And you're right. And they'll say, Mr. Rhodes, a 6 will go. I say, great. Try 12. Take mystery out. 12 into 24. Let's do the bottom first. 12 into that is 2. Now, what you have here is 36 on top. That's a 3. So your fraction is now, instead of 36 over 24, is a negative 3 over 2. 12 into this, 12 into that is negative 3 over 2. Now you've got an x squared. X squared is x times x. And you know that when you divide by the bottom x, here's what you're really doing. That's the real problem illustrated there. You cross out that x and that x. All you have left is one of them. And the higher of the two is on top. So the x will go up here on top. This is the correct answer for all of you geniuses. Got it? Good. On page 1, we have 2 more of the gatekeeper problems, and they do this in division form. On the bottom, you're dividing x, y into each of the upper pieces. Some will make one fraction, a second fraction, and a third fraction to solve this. You can rewrite it that way and divide each piece. You can also do it straightforwardly. You look here for the x's. The first thing is the sign. They're both positive. You have 3 x's up here and 1 x here. When you divide this out, you have the highest on top, and the x squared is what you have left when you divide out the 1x. You've got 5 y's. 1 y. You have y to the 4th. That is your first term. Now, you've come to a negative sign, so the sign here, and I'm going to have to move down because I didn't plan ahead, I know. You can laugh at me, I don't care. Now, you've got an x into an x. You're not subtracting, you're dividing. So it's not x minus x where you get 0. You have a 1 there. You cancel those x's, if you will, and you end up with a 1 right there. So you don't see the x. All you have left is 4 y's divided by 1 y. It leaves you with y to the 3rd. That's what you get when you divide those 2 into those 2 terms there. The next sign, sign first, plus. Number. Okay, no numbers involved. X into x squared leaves how many x's? On top, you have 1 x left. Y into y squared, 2 minus that 1, you have a y left. Your final answer, and this is for the $1 million here, you want to be a millionaire, is that right there. That is what you obtain. The same problem is right over here. Few different features, shorter and easier. 5x is here, 1x there, positive. So it's a plus x to the 4th. Y to the 6th, 7 minus that one right there. The negative sign. Sign first, no numbers, just letters. X into x, the x drops out and leaves a 1 in place. And the y into the y to the 4th gives you y to the 3rd. That is your other answer. That's a plus sign. I don't want to get all confused. Great job. You're still breathing?